Yo, how's it going, boys? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Klopp Talk TV. But today I'm on L5 Star FC once again because that's what we do. We deliver the content. And today it is a live show. So what I may ask you to do is, if you are involved in the chat, please hit that like button. Or if you enjoy the content anyway, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so before the end of the stream. We will be getting through a lot of your comments, so please make sure and please feel free to get involved in the discussion. All we ask is if you get involved, it makes the stream better, it adds to the discussion, and you'll be getting better content. So if you want better content, get involved. But what we're going to do today is, because we didn't get a Watford reaction video out, we're going to talk about Watford reaction. And by saying we, I mean you and me in the chat. However, my boys Salah and Ben are joining me. Wakar could potentially be joining me as well. So we have a full-packed show potentially. But for the time being, you have me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the Watford game, the Watford reaction, the Reds saw to a 5-0 away win. And what a win away from home it was. I think this game had banana slips all over it. I think going into the Athletico Madrid game and all the other games that we have, Manchester United, Brighton in the Premier League very soon, I think it was vital. I think it was pivotal that we got the win against Watford, and I think we get the win against Preston, because I feel those are the two games which you can't afford to mess up considering the fixtures that we do have. So I think going away to Watford, producing a result, producing a performance of that caliber, I think does not do anything but provide confidence to us going into this Athletico game. And I know obviously it's like a day before the Athletico game, but I thought it's best we do cover it. The goals were absolutely exceptional. If you look at Bobby Firmino getting a hat-trick, my man, Bobby Firmino. Then you also look at Mo Salah producing an absolute replica of the goal he scored against Manchester City. The best player in the world right now. If you have any arguments, let's sort it out, boys. Let's sort it out. Me against whoever thinks otherwise. But then you have Mane as well coming onto the score sheet. 100th goal for Sadio Mane. It was just a brilliant day all round, and it was a clean sheet, packed out Vicarage Road. New manager bounce. We neutralised all the threats straight from the off, from zero to finish, and that does show title credentials. And you often see Chelsea towards the end of the day get that 1-0 win away for Brentford, and you kind of think, well, that is more of a title-winning performance. But at the end of the day, if you're neutralising a team that's just got a new manager, and it's not just any old manager like Marco Silva, it's Claudio Ranieri, who's a Premier League winner, by the way, coming to the Premier League, coming to Watford, that big manager bounce. The last time he played Watford was actually one of Nigel Pearson's first games as Watford manager. And, you know, we neutralised that atmosphere from start to finish. And I think coming from a 12:30 kickoff as well only adds to how brilliant that win was. But we have the regular, Ben, making his way into the stream. How are you, Ben? How's it going, mate?
No, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing amazing. How are you, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm glad you're good, mate. And well, what are your reactions to the Watford game? 5-0 away win. Obviously, we couldn't get that reaction vid out, but obviously, what are your overall thoughts? Can you take optimism from that performance going into the Athletico game, or is there still something that needs to tick in order for us to beat what will be a very defensively compact Athletico tomorrow?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm absolutely buzzing from the Watford game. It was good to see us go out and put out a statement performance. It was also good to see the front three, all of the front three on the score sheet, just like the good old days, man. It felt like watching Liverpool from like 2 years ago. So that was really refreshing. Our midfield was pretty thin, but James Milner came in, and he just did what he does best. Put out an amazing performance. That's why we have him in the team. It was good to see Nico Williams come in as well. I feel like I really rate the kid, so it was good to see him come on. Can't wait for him to get more minutes as well as Queen Keller. He's definitely our number 2 ahead of Adrian now. But yeah, it was just refreshing to see us put out a statement performance like that, and we've been doing that a lot lately this season. So I feel like we need to get teams to fear us again, and by doing that, and wins like this do that.
Yeah, obviously wins reinstate that mentality, especially in the dressing room. But why do you think we aren't considered as the title favourites alongside Chelsea and City. It always seems to be like Chelsea, City, and then Liverpool just underneath. Why do you think that is? Do you think that's down to the investment in the summer? Because we're putting in emphatic performances, like you just said. But what is that next step that we need to make in order for us to, make that next step? Because let's be honest, Klopp, I think, in my opinion, I think Klopp will like this whole idea that Liverpool are just below City and Chelsea because he loves an underdog story.
Yeah.
Every trophy we won is all based off an underdog story. If you look at the Champions League, when we lost to Real Madrid, we come back the next year and we won it. Same with the Premier League, 97 points. No one thought we could produce that number again. Look at what we did the following season. So do you think Klopp will like that? And obviously, going back to the first question, how do you think we need to make that next step? Because we're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, we aren't doing anything wrong. I feel like the reason people don't regard us, or the reason why people regard us below City and Chelsea, is because of how bad we were last season. Because last season we were. Of course there was the whole centre back crisis and all that, but last season we were just awful. Like that period when we lost like 6 games at home in a row.
Yeah. I know what you mean. You've just glitched out, bro. But what we're going to do, for brilliant comments by Ben, obviously feel free to get involved down in the comments section down below. But a kickoff question, when Ben, rebuffers and he'll be back with us, I'm going to ask him the question, is Mo Salah the best player in the world right now? A question asked a lot upon the media, and I think it's only fair that I answer it myself while I'm waiting for Ben. And Ben is back. Ben, is Mo Salah the best player in the world right now? And if not, who is and why?
You already know what I'm going to say, man. I feel like if you don't think he's the best player in the world now, then I don't know what games have you been watching, man. Like, he's ripping apart defenses, man. Like, he's just doing it all. Like, his assist, like the assist that he gave Mane on Saturday was just crazy, dude. Like, that pass was amazing. And then to go and basically replicate his goal against City, against Watford, he's scoring goals for fun now, man. Like, when he's making goals out of nothing. Literally, he's making goals out of nothing, man. So I don't know who you would regard as the best player if it's not him.
Yeah, obviously, I think a lot of people have, a lot of players have different qualities to their game, and you can't exactly compare two players because, one may be better at one thing and then the other may be better at a different aspect. But I think what Mo Salah's doing in terms of performance levels on a consistent basis and what he's producing, and I know we don't like to look at stats because not all stats define what a player can do and what a player has performed like. Like, you look at Thiago, what a brilliant player he is, but stats don't always favour, the assists that he, attacking stats don't benefit him, but he's a brilliant player and he does really change the game. But when you look at Mo Salah in particular, what he does for the team in terms of goal involvements, I think is a massive one. I think when you look at an attacker, you think, what does an attacker need? And that's why probably Firmino's getting a lot of scrutiny last season and the season before, because attackers, they need goals, they need assists. And when you're not getting either of them, you're going to invite criticism. And especially at a club like Liverpool, you're going to get that criticism. You're going to be scrutinised at any bad performance. But I think Mo Salah, what he's done in terms of picking us up when we're off the floor, grabbing us by the scruff of the neck when we aren't exactly playing well. And, the numbers he's produced, not this season, not last season, not the season before, not the season before that, is absolutely incredible if you ask me. And I think one thing that I think we need to take into account is, why isn't Mo Salah getting this credit beforehand? I think, why does it only take us until now to see that Mo Salah is one of the best, if not the best player in the world right now? He's just creates goals out of nothing. What were you going to say, bro?
I feel like Mo Salah can't have a good season, because if he has a good season, he won't get his recognition. He has to have, or for rival fans rather, he'll only get recognized when he has an outstanding season. Because he had that 30 with like his first season where he scored 32 goals in the league. Then people kept saying, "Oh, he's a one-season wonder," but then the next season he went and he won the Golden Boot again, but he didn't score as many goals. So ever since then, people haven't been giving him the recognition that he deserves, because though his seasons like before this and after his first season, they weren't bad at all. They weren't bad at all. He was still putting up the numbers, but I guess kind of that's the price that he has to pay for playing for Liverpool and being as good as he is. That, when he does have one bad game, people are going to isolate that game. When he doesn't score 30 goals, I mean, 30 goals is so difficult to get in the league. 30 goals is so, so, so difficult to get. So when he doesn't score 30 goals, then, I mean, even if he does win the Golden Boot or whatever, then people will still say he had a bad season. And that's just the price that he has to pay for being that good.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't have said it any better. Big up, Ben. And obviously, we have moved forward from the kickoff question. Obviously, Salah will be joining us very soon. But welcome to the Liverpool Champions League talk show. That's why you clicked on the video, is because we face Atletico Madrid on game week 3 of the Champions League. And what we're going to do for you today is we are going to preview it. We're going to look at the form, guys. We're going to look at what result suits the better team. But what we should start with, and I think it's only fair that we do start with, obviously, before we get any further, I am wearing the Six Champions League shirt. And you know why it's so significant, this shirt I'm wearing? Because we made it 6 in the place that we're playing tomorrow. The last game that we played against Athletico was at Anfield. But we'll talk about the away fixture, which was part of the last 16 first leg tie. And that was obviously a 1-0 game. Sal Niguez got an early goal. And obviously, basing that game into your filtering that game into your thoughts and assessments of Atletico Madrid. Are they a team we should fear because they have won the La Liga? They like to. I think it's very fair to say that they play around the system and they can alter their system, and I think that's what makes them a very hard opponent. And what are your overall thoughts against Atletico? Because they've beaten us on the last 2 times we've faced them. Do you think it could be a repeat, or do you think the Reds will be out for revenge here?
I feel like they definitely are a team that we should fear. We shouldn't take them lightly, because last time when we played at their stadium, they beat us 1-0, and I feel like this game they'll try and do the same, man, because I feel like they prefer winning 1-0 with an early goal than they would winning 3-0. Like, I feel like that is just they love playing that type of way where they can frustrate teams and play physical and break teams down, break down their attacks. I feel like that's the way that they love playing. I feel like Diego Simeone loves playing that way. I feel like I said, that is how they'll try and, go for this game as well. But I feel like the boys aren't gonna take them lightly. We're gonna be out for revenge. So that's why this 5-0 win is hugely important, because I mean it gives us that confidence to be like, okay, we won 5-0. This game was different to most of our other games where we had so many chances and we struggled to put them away. This game we looked pretty clinical. So that is what we're going to need against Atletico, because they don't give away chances easily. We might only get 1 or 2, 3 maximum chances in the game, and those are the chances that we need to put away. And then I feel like if we can win this game, it'll just give us the confidence for our next game at Anfield.
Yeah, obviously you brought up brilliant points there, and obviously that goal gave them a direction in the game. But I think one thing that you said, which really highlighted your point, was the fact that they frustrated us last time. They also frustrated the manager in Jurgen Klopp. I remember in a few press conferences before that game and after it, in between the tie, he was getting very ratty when asked about like the style, and he was confused. And they do have players who can open teams up. They have Suarez, they have Griezmann, they have Correa. They have players who can open up. Obviously, with the signing of Rodrigo de Paul in the summer from Udinese, they have players at their disposal to win games of football. But like you said as well, they seem to play a certain blueprint which they like to replicate in every game they play, which is to win and grind out games by just squeezing every last bit of life out of your opponent. And I think it's often frustrating, but I think what was the big telltale sign of the last game that we played Atletico was the fact that we were making chances, but not chances which we were taking. We were making chances, but it was very. I think we scored a goal in the game, but it was offside. Like Salah was behind, and he was
Yeah,
offside. It was different moments like that where it just got you nail biting. It was it was frustrating because on another given day we would have scored the goal, and I think Simeone, he just orchestrated that crowd brilliantly on the night, and I think it really did get under our skin. And I think what we need to be careful of going forward into this game is that the fact that they were trying to get players of ours sent off, and they were trying to get our players booked. Just trying to wind players up, frustrate them. I think Mane got taken off at half time, if I can remember rightly, to
yeah,
escape a second yellow. So it was just moments like that, which I think, with composure and with a calm frame of mind, I feel like we can get past them if we get past that, that crowd element, which I'm sure will be pivotal to see how the game goes. But here's a few interesting stats going into this game. Liverpool obviously looking to maintain an unbeaten start in all competitions and keep the UCL winning streak going. But however, they have conceded goals. Defensive frailties have shown. They have conceded 3 goals in their last 2 games. Is this a cause of concern, Ben, considering that, like we said before, Atletico, if they score 1 goal and that's the first goal, it's often a case where they'll just sit behind the ball and try and frustrate us. Do you think it's important we get that first goal?
yeah, definitely. And I feel like it would help even more if we were to get an early goal because, like I said earlier on, we don't want to leave it late and allow ourselves to get frustrated because it's kind of like it gives them more energy when they see our players, get frustrated and miss chances. So I definitely think that getting an early goal or at least scoring first is really, really important. Because I mean, the last game we played at Anfield, we we outplayed them, and I feel like, and I think we did score first in that game as well. But then
Yeah.
close to the end of the game, Adrian did what he does best. So um, he's not gonna play in this game. So I feel like scoring early is hugely important, man.
Yeah, it is usually important. And taking into account that Atletico had their game postponed against Granada on Saturday, so they get that extra few days rest
Yeah.
going into this game after obviously the rivals of players coming from red list countries. They decided La Liga to postpone the games that had a certain number of players in that team. So, but there's also other sides to the coin which I think could benefit us on the day because Atletico, we all know that international breaks coming back from them straight away is difficult because players are playing different systems, they're playing under different managers, different tactics. And when they come back into the original idea, I think Klopp mentioned it in his press conference at Watford, it's difficult for teams to come back into a swing of things, whereas Liverpool have had that time to sort of get back into that rhythm. So that could benefit us on the day. But here's the past result. Obviously, the past result for us was a 5-1 win against Porto, whereas for them, it was a 2-1 win against AC Milan, where they come back from behind thanks to Griezmann and a late penalty of Suarez won the game for them. But Liverpool can go top spot if they get good results out of the next 2 games, which are both against Atletico Madrid. And it's going to be difficult considering the fact that Atletico Madrid are unbeaten at home across all competitions in 13 games. So going off that stat in itself, would you take a draw, or would you think that a win is the only result that we need to push us forward from Manchester United on Sunday?
That it's a tough one because I mean, I feel like I wouldn't be completely disappointed with a draw. Obviously, it depends on how the game goes. I mean, if
Yeah,
we had the chances to put the game away, but we still couldn't convert them, then I would be like extremely disappointed. But I mean, if they they come up, they pull up with their best team and their best performance, then I wouldn't be completely upset with the draw, to be honest, because they're a tough side to play against and their stadium is really tough to play at, man. So I wouldn't be 100% disappointed with a draw, but I feel like I want to win this game. I wouldn't have us going into this game playing to get a draw. I want us to go out, play how we play, create chances, press them the way we do, and try and come away with the win, man.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, Simeone, side stumbled, 1-1 draw in the first game, but they picked up confidence before the most recent international break with a 2-0 win against Barcelona, their infamous rivals. So I think that will increase confidence. But I think, like you said there, we need to get confidence on the ball. We need to play with confidence, be efficient with our chances, be efficient with possession. Because if we do, those on the day, and we do, take our chances when they come, which was very, in comparison to the last game, we didn't do. I think we will win the game. Look, we scored a lot of goals. Liverpool and Bayern Munich are the joint top highest goal scorers in the competition, a Champions League high after 2 games with 8 goals each. So we have a very, our attack is on fire. It wasn't this hot when we played Athletico the last time. So if we get that early goal, which I feel is pivotal, we will get the job done. But we'll have a little look at the form guide. As you can see across the bottom, I've got all the stats mapped out, mate. But the Atletico Madrid form in the Champions League is a draw and a win. However, in comparison to Liverpool's 2 wins on the bounce. However, all competitions, they have had 2 draws in the last 6 games, and only 3 wins out of that last 6 games, whereas Liverpool have had 4 wins out of the last 6 games and 2 draws. So Liverpool going into this game better on form. But team news. We'll go into team news, and we'll start with Liverpool. Curtis Jones was pictured in training. That is the positive. But then the negative is no Thiago. Will no Thiago in this game be a problem? Because we need a player like that to, settle the game down. We've all seen his experience and his composure on the ball. He can spray the ball left to right. We need a player like that. And do you think not having him, which looks nailed on, will be a big loss for Liverpool tomorrow?
I feel like any game without Thiago is a loss, man, because he's just so good on the ball. Like his passes, the way he keeps position, he's just so good. So any game without him is a loss. But it is a real boost for Curtis Jones to come back in the side. Because, I don't know. I think Fabinho should be, cool to play. Will he be allowed to play this game?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, because that's also a huge boost for us, man. So him coming back into the side, I think, of course, Naby isn't as good as Thiago is, but he can do a similar job, and he can also hold the ball really well. So I feel like I don't think having Curtis back is a boost, but I don't think he'll start. I think Naby will start this game. We might see Curtis come off the bench, but yeah, it's definitely a boost to have him back.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously, you mentioned there that Curtis could be a potential option there. But I just think this game for Naby Keita, it's a case where maybe Naby Keita or Thiago come into the mix.
Yeah.
Keita obviously started the game against Watford, but I think one game Keita does, and I think which should be praised, he goes forward, he attacks the opposition. And I think if we're starting the 3 attackers in Firmino and Salah and Mane, we will obviously predict the starting 11. If he starts all 3, I feel like this game needs a few workhorses in and around them. And I wouldn't be surprised if Milner was chucked into the mix, because I feel like this team are physical. They are fit. They have engines, and they can go from a defense to attack in split seconds. They have that short yard of pace, which I feel like we need to counter-react.
My only concern with Naby is he's played quite a lot of games in the past 2 weeks, because I think he played 3 games in the space of a week with Guinea, and then again Watford at the weekend. So
yeah, we can't take
knowing how exactly, and knowing how Atletico played, if he were to start, it's basically just asking for him to get injured again, man. So that's probably my only concern with him. And also, I think I'm kind of judging him now, at least off of last season's game when we played Real Madrid and he started instead of Thiago, and he struggled a lot in that game. But
Yeah.
this season he's kind of like a different beast this season. He's really found his form. So, but like my main point is I'm just so afraid like he could get injured, dude. Like we all know how Atletico play. They on like the boys are gonna get kicked in this game, man. So that's just my only concern, man. Because Naby, like he
Yeah, I
can
know.
fucking sit down wrong and he'll fucking like injure his knee, bro. So that's just my biggest fear for him.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And obviously, I think one thing with Naby is as well is that, like I said before, workhorse. And I think we must take into account the last time he went to Madrid, it ended in disaster with Real Madrid.
Yeah,
He got torn off he got torn apart in that game. I think Klopp substituted him on the space of the 30-minute mark. So if Madrid has an aura in that place, get Keita off the pitch. I don't want him on the pitch. But obviously, we've talked about Liverpool team news. Obviously, to compound that, we also know that Harvey Elliott's obviously not going to be involved in this game. Milner could be involved for Liverpool in this one as well. But we'll have a look at Atletico's team news. And Stefan Savic is banned. He's also injured, so he wouldn't have made this game anyway. And Kondogbia will sit out at the reverse game at Anfield if he picks up a booking. So their defence is going to have to be disciplined, and he's going to set to come into this back three. But Cunha and Jimenez are out of this game. However, our arch nemesis, Marcos Llorente, is set back. He's been put through his paces in training, so he could be set for return to Atletico and he could be playing. But we will go into predicted lineups, and we'll start with the home team. I think it's only fair. Obviously, Simeone, having his home team, have kept 3 clean sheets in their last 3 games at the Wanda Metropolitano. But we'll go through Atletico's predicted lineup, and through injuries and through selection and through the options that they have, the criteria, it's odds on that they'll start Oblak again. The back 3, Hermoso, Kondogbia and Felipe will complete the back 3. The midfield 5 will involve Koke, Rodrigo de Paul, signed from Udinese. It will also involve of Belgian midfielder Yannick Carrasco. It'll also involve of ex-Tottenham wing-back Trippier alongside Kendrick Lamar on the opposite side. And then 2 up top look set to start, Suarez and Griezmann. So that is your predicted lineup. According to different sources. But obviously, I think it's one thing that we need to talk about. It's key that Oblak does not have an absolute storm of the last time he played against Liverpool. It's key that we make sure that he doesn't have that one of them games again, because we need to take our chances. And how key do you think Oblak was to the last game that we played against Atletico at Anfield? We would have gone through, I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah, we could have probably won that game like 4-5-0 if it wasn't for him, man. Like everybody knows how good he is, so I feel like we just have to hope and pray that he doesn't perform at his very, very best, because I feel like at his level he's bound to have a good game. So we just have to hope that he doesn't have his best game against us. But I feel like it feels like sometimes there's like a trend, goalkeepers just having their best game against us, and like it always happens. So I feel like it's gonna happen again. I don't want to jinx it, but we have Mo Salah, the best player in the world at the moment. Our front three is fit and firing, so we have to at least get one goal through. And
yeah, our attack's been on fire, mate. We should go into this game with full confidence that we can get the job done and get a brilliant away result. And I think, what they say is, don't lose your away games, but make sure you win your home games. And this game is going to be important because I think we'll need a point minimum. But I think taking a win from this game would be a huge stamp, and it'd be a huge statement on the group. And I think a win tomorrow will stamp us as group going through. I think, does that mean that we go automatically progress, or I know if we win the 3rd and the 4th game we stamp on top spot, but does it mean that if we win tomorrow and is it AC Milan lose, that we go through?
yeah, if we win tomorrow and then depending on how
Yeah,
everybody else plays this weekend, this weekend, this game week, and then the next game week as well, then if they were to lose, I think the next game week then we'd go through.
yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. And obviously, it's got to that time of the video. It's got to that time of the video when we give our score predictions. Ben, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the baton over to you. Score predictions, mate. What are you going for this one? How's it going, first and foremost? Is it going to be an open game? Is it going to be a carbon copy of what we've seen last time out of Wanda Metropolitano? Or is it going to be like we've seen at Watford? Scintillating, breaking down that low block, direct football, binge, bash, bosh. How's it going?
I don't think it'll be. I definitely don't think it'll be like the Watford game, man. I'm gonna say 2-1 to us. I think Firmino will score the first goal. Something in me tells me Firmino, and then I think yes, sir. I think Atleti will score next. I feel like Suarez is going to score, man. This game is just calling out for him to score.
Yeah.
Like, he probably already has like a celebration planned out in his head. So I think he'll score the next. And then I think we'll go into the second half with being 1-1. And then I think Mo will put us ahead in the second half. Yeah. And then I feel like the game will end like that, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, bro. And yeah, we will get to mine. So I've gone for my head and my heart are telling me two different things. My heart is telling me this is a 2-1 win. Why can't we be confident? We've just come off the back of a win at Watford. We're still unbeaten. We're not going to get beat again. You know, it's going to be so clash. We're going to go to Athletico and we're going to batter them off the park. But do you know what? I'm actually looking forward to this game more than I was at City because that Athletico game just before COVID really hurt me, mate. That game really hurt me because we couldn't have rectified the situation sooner. We had to wait months and months to go back on the football pitch and do it again. And especially as it was without fans as well. It was just a long process. But I think this game, I want to see fire. I want to see Firmino getting on the score sheet. I want to see Salah getting on the score sheet. But this game, especially considering Atletico's home form and their form in the Champions League and their form across all competitions, this game is just inviting a draw for me. I think it'll be a 1-1 game, which I don't think is a bad result. I think as Liverpool Football Club, a lot of our fan base, we just want wins all over the park just to stamp that European dominance. And we need to get 7, mate. We need to get 7. But before we end up the video, we've got a special announcement. And that special announcement is that a member of the YouTube team is going to Athletico Madrid tomorrow. He's inside the stadium. He has his tickets booked. He's going to produce a vlog on the channel for you. So, guys, we have plenty of content coming for you. This will probably be another live show towards the end of the week, building up to what will be a massive game against Manchester United. But there will be some content in and around, the reaction stuff to the Atletico Madrid game and more towards the Manchester United game. And what a week of football it's going to be. Champions League action Tuesday and Wednesday, Europa League, obviously Thursday night football involving the Conference League on Thursday. Then Friday and Saturday and Sunday, we have the Premier League. It's back. I'm so happy. And big up to Ben. We've had a brilliant show. Big up to everyone who stayed to this point. Make sure if you haven't already, hit that like button. Please do. It obviously helps the channel an immense amount. And what we are going to offer to you is make sure you hit that subscribe button to Klopp Talk TV. This comment right here is a direct link over to my channel. So if you want to subscribe to more Liverpool content, we'll have a watch along on there tomorrow. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And to end this off, brilliant comment. Mo Salah is currently the best player in the world. People compare Haaland, but he plays in the Farmers League. Big up Golds Live, guys, and big up the rest of you. I'm Klopp Talk TV, and Ben is to the side of me, and the other side, the other side. And we are your boys, and we are out.